G'day guys, welcome back to another video. AFL23 Pro Team is very close, and Big Ant have released a bit of a sneak peek video which we'll take a look at and break down. It looks pretty good. It probably exceeded a little bit of my expectation of what was going to be in it, so we'll pause at various stages. So you select your team. This first part here, select a club anchor. Now this is something I don't recall seeing before in any type of game that does this type of modes, whether it's your NBA 2K or EAFC. So you're kind of picking a marquee player essentially. So this would be, I'm assuming, your highest ranked player to begin with. And you can see, obviously, you've got the bottom there in a bit of a platinum looking card, and then a few of the blue cards for the other players. I don't think this is your club captain though. I think the captain's separate. So this is just going to be like your main powerhouse player to build your team around. So a nice little touch. I actually don't mind that. It'd be interesting to see what kind of options you get depending on what club you pick, or if it's these same 4 players for everyone. I suppose that's left to be seen, but a nice little touch nonetheless. From there, you select your role players. So you're going to select 1 player to lead your defense, 1 player to lead your midfield, and 1 player to lead your forward. Now, I'm not sure if these stats are fully up to date, if the rankings are current, but interesting to see them nonetheless. The other thing you'll notice as well, on the cards themselves, you've got a couple of little emblems here, like the love heart for Mackay, the flag for Tommy Lynch, the arrow out the door for Jake Stringer, and I'm not sure what that is for Brent James, like maybe like an artist or something. So they're the archetypes, so that's going to obviously have an impact on the player's playing style in the game. Hopefully it has enough of an impact that it's noticeable, because you don't want it to be all for nothing. You want to be able to actually tell the difference with those type of things in game. So picking your leader for your forward line there, and then finally we move to the preview squad. So obviously you've got your backline player, your midfield forward, and your ruck rover, and you can, it looks like you can autofill the remainder of your squad, which is interesting. All right, so moving along now to the player card packs. So nice little animation there. We'll pause it here. So the pack that they opened up on stream was just a bronze player pack. So I'm assuming there's going to be at least bronze, silver, gold. Maybe there's a platinum. Maybe there's other fancy ones that come through later on. But I would say at minimum, you're looking at bronze, silver, gold. So the pack, unlike other formats of this game where you get the entire contents of the pack, for this, 15 cards come into the pack, and you actually get to select 4 to keep for your squad. Which isn't a bad thing, because often we obviously are used to getting a lot of duplicates and things like that. So that will hopefully stop us getting a ton of dupes, and you can actually just pick the cards that you actually want and need for your team. Now, a lot of people are asking, why hadn't we seen any legends in this preview video? And the answer is quite simple. When you compare this to like an EAFC, for example, if you were to open just a regular plain gold pack, you're not going to get an icon card from it. Like the chances are like 0.01%, and the same principle applies here. So we only opened a bronze pack here on this video, so you're not going to get a legend player from a bronze pack. So there will be other packs that'll be higher ranked that you'll see those bigger cards later on. So interesting to see here as well, before you progress through this menu part, that additional picks can be taken using 50 Pro Team coins. So if you see 6 players on there that you really like the look of, that you want to add to your lineup, you can use 50 coins each time to add another selection, which is not a bad little feature as well. I reckon that'll come in more handy when you're starting to deal with legends. You might get 2 legends in a pack, but then other positional needs that you need to fill as well. I think that's when that might come in handy down the track. So that's good to know. All right, now taking a look at the menu. I had to test my pause game here to get the menu lined up, but there's quite a few little options here, which is quite intriguing. So they didn't actually go into any of these to see what they all did, so it's kind of all speculation at this point. Coach battles at the top here. In my opinion, I'm saying that's going to be something like the division rivals that we see on EAFC, where you're actually playing against other users online, maybe in a ranked kind of environment. Ladder leaders is interesting. It could mean a leaderboard. I'd be kind of a bit bummed if it was that. I'm hoping ladder leaders is some type of other game mode, maybe where you're playing against a team of the week of some kind, or the current AFL ladder leader you're playing. I don't know, playing against them. All just random theories, but The obvious one is an actual leaderboard, but I really hope it's not that. I hope it's another game mode. Premiership Challenge is another interesting one. I'm guessing that's going to be another game mode of some kind. And then Single Match feels like it's one of those squad battle type games to be a comparison for EAFC, where you play offline, even though the game's online, just playing against AI. But yeah, the three top ones there are the ones of key interest for me. Coach Battles, Ladder Leaders, Premiership Challenge. Keen to hear in the comments below, what do you guys think each of these might be? Would love to hear some ideas and some thoughts on what type of game mode you'd like to see for this. Manage lineup, self-explanatory. You get to manage your lineup, looking at your cards as well, and your pro team too. So all the rest of the options are all pretty self-explanatory. So having a look at the lineup obviously brings up all your cards. I'm not too sure how I feel about the layout of this lineup. I think I would have maybe rathered it in a traditional oval sense, where you can see it laid out on the board like a footy coach's board. So I'm not too sure how I feel about the layout of this, but maybe it'll change and maybe it's something to get used to. You can obviously edit tactics down the bottom as well. Manage cards, interesting. I'm not sure what that's going to mean, manage card. Maybe that's in terms of applying contracts, and maybe there's other consumables that can be applied down the track too. You can see the contracts on the bottom right side here of the Nick Bryan card. Pretty stock standard in most of these games. I would assume that, like NBA and EA, that contracts will be very, very easy to come by. I don't think I've ever had to purchase a contract in my life in any of these games. So as annoying as they are, I don't think it'll be an issue obtaining them. But yeah, what does everyone think about the layout here? I would have liked the actual footy oval, I reckon, but it is what it is. We can't change it. Okay, so from here you can actually build your club. So you get all your different types of consumables, your beanies, there's your contracts, different logos, stadiums, theme songs, all that kind of stuff. So you're pretty much building the stadium, or the arena in which your team will play in. And similar to the player picks, for additional coins, you can make more selections if you need. And like the player pack, this consumable pack was a bronze pack, and it has 15 items, and you can pick four of your favourites to use. Team identity, so setting up your team, club name, nickname, initials, all that stuff's pretty stock standard across all these types of games. Emblem, you got multiple Guernsey options, crowd chant, stadium, club song, banner, and the merchandise, which ties into the beanies that we saw in the clip before from that consumable pack. So a little bit of customizable options there, and a little bit to set up, which is nice. All right, so the final thing we want to talk about, this happened in like the last 10 seconds of the video, so it was almost missed. So they did hover over one of the menus here, My Pro Team, and then that brought up a secondary menu. So within here, you've got your objectives, manage club, level progression, message center, and statistics. So objectives, typically speaking, when you're thinking about these type of game modes, objectives will typically unlock packs and give you rewards and things like that. But the interesting one was when it was on level progression, it brought up this screen of Team of the Week. Now, I suppose for all of the FIFA and EA players out there, Team of the Week is a card type, I guess, that comes out each week based on the best players of the week. But I kind of don't feel like this is what that is, because it's under the level progression banner. So I'm not sure what that might mean. Keen to hear some thoughts on it, but maybe, and this is a bit of a hit and hope, but maybe the cards that you have progress and level up somehow, maybe, I'm not sure. But I just feel like that Team of the Week, if it was an actual card pack, would maybe sit in a different spot. It just, I don't know, it just didn't make sense linking it back to EAFC that way. The message center is a good addition. That's something I'd love to see in the manager mode offline as well. It's something that's long overdue. I'm not sure whether they're going to do it or not, but it would be a good addition. And the other things, I suppose, to note are the different currencies at the top. Sort of similar to how EAFC's run. You've kind of got your generic coins, I guess, that you accumulate, I'm guessing through, I don't know, different objectives, because we haven't seen any type of transfer market, so I'm not sure if you can buy and sell at this stage. But then there's also what seems to be points that you can maybe buy, kind of like EAFC again. So it's a very similar mold. In terms of, I've seen a lot of people ask, will it be pay to play? And the answer has to be no, because I don't think you're legally allowed to make it pay to win. You will, and you have to be able to earn packs via objectives, as you can see here, by completing different tasks, game modes, things like that. So you need to be able to build your team for free. The paying part to buy packs is just something extra for people who want to do it, but you will not have to buy packs if you don't want to. You'll be able to build your team with cards and packs that you earn in various game modes. So it's possible, and you can build good teams. I've built plenty of good teams in EAFC without spending an extra single cent, so it is possible, so don't freak out. It's just a grind. You just got to be prepared to put in the hours to do it. So that's about it for the video, I think. Season 2 up here was interesting as well, so they're obviously going to have multiple seasons, which is kind of cool too. But I think overall, this definitely exceeded my expectation. It's got quite a few more potential modes in here than what I thought they may have gone with. But like we've said all along, the main thing here is they need to make sure that we can tell the difference between the different players. So if there's a 92 Bont versus an 84 Jack Graham in the midfield, we need to be able to clearly tell the difference between those two players when playing with them. If they've nailed that piece and these modes look, have a bit of depth in them, then they could be onto an absolute winner here. But very keen to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments below, and hopefully the full mode releases shortly.